The Archaeology of Israel is the study of the archaeology of the present-day Israel, stretching from prehistory through 3 millennia of documented history. The ancient land of Israel was a geographical bridge between the political and cultural centers of Mesopotamia and Egypt. Despite the importance of the country to 3 major religions, serious archaeological research only began in the 15th century. The first major work on the antiquities of Israel was Adrian Rieland's Palæstina ex Monumentus Veteribus, published in 1709. Edward Robinson, an American theologian who visited the country in 1838, published the first topographical studies. A Frenchman, Louis Félicien de Saussure, embarked on the first modern excavations in 1850. In discussing the state of archaeology in Israel in his time, David Ussishkin commented in the 1980s that the designation, Israeli archaeology, no longer represents a single uniform methodological approach. Rather, its scope covers numerous different archaeological schools, disciplines, concepts, and methods currently in existence in Israel. Archaeological time periods. Neolithic period. The Neolithic period appears to have begun when the peoples of the Nachafian culture, which spread across present-day Syria, Israel and Lebanon, began to practice agriculture. This Neolithic revolution has been linked to the Cold Period known as the Younger Dryas. This agriculture in the Levant is the earliest known to have been practiced. The Neolithic period in this region is dated 8500–4300 BCE and the Chalcolithic 4300–3300 BCE. The term Nachafian was coined by Dorothy Garrett in 1928, after identifying an archaeological sequence at Wadi al-Nachaf which included a late Lavallois-Mousterian layer and a stratified deposit. The Mesolithic of Palestine, which contained charcoal traces and a microlithic flint tool industry. Nachafian sites in Israel include Ain Malahar, El Wat, Ein Gev, Hayanim Cave, Nahal Oren and Kfar Hahosh. Bronze Age. The Bronze Age is the period 3300–1200 BCE when objects made of bronze were in use. Many writers have linked the history of the Levant from the Bronze Age onwards to events described in the Bible. The Bronze Age and Iron Age together are sometimes called the Biblical period. The periods of the Bronze Age include the following. Early Bronze Age I3330–3050 BCE. Early Bronze Age E3350–2300 BCE. Early Bronze Age IV, Middle Bronze Age I2300–2000 BCE. Middle Bronze Age IIA 2000–1750 BCE. Middle Bronze Age IIB 1800–1550 BCE. Late Bronze Age I2 1550–1200 BCE. The Late Bronze Age is characterized by individual city-states, which from time to time were dominated by Egypt until the last invasion by Merentar in 1207 BCE. The Amarna letters are an example of a specific period during the Late Bronze Age when the vassal kings of the Levant corresponded with their overlords in Egypt. Iron Age. Israelite period. The Iron Age in the Levant begins in about 1200 BCE when iron tools came into use. It is also known as the Israelite period. The Israelite period is characterized by large numbers of urban dwellings and a new local culture. The rich and diverse archaeological findings attest to strong international links and trade relations. The abundance of writings found indicate a broad distribution of knowledge among common people of ancient Israel and not just scribes, a unique phenomenon in the ancient world. In this period both the archaeological evidence and the narrative evidence from the Bible become richer and much writing has attempted to make links between them. A chronology includes Iron Age I1200–1000 BCE, Iron Age IIA 1000–925 BCE, Iron Age IIBC 925–586 BCE, Iron Age 3586–539 BCE, The traditional view, personified in such archaeologists as Albright and Wright, faithfully accepted the biblical events as history, but has since been questioned by biblical minimalists, such as Niels Peter Lemche, Thomas L. Thompson and Philip R. Davies. Israel Finkelstein suggests that the empire of David and Solomon never existed and Judah was not in a position to support an extended state until the start of the 8th century. Finkelstein accepts the existence of King David and Solomon but doubts their chronology, significance and influence is described in the Bible, without claiming that everything in the Bible is historically accurate. Some non-supernatural story elements appear to correspond with physical artifacts and other archaeological findings. Inscriptions such as the Tel Dan Stela and the Mesha Stela can be traced to a non-Hebrew cultural origin. Persian period, Hellenistic period, Roman period. The Roman period covers the dates 63 BCE to 330 CE, from Pompey the Great's incorporation of the region into the Roman Republic until Rome's adoption of Christianity as the imperial religion. The Roman period itself features several stages. Early Roman period 63 BCE to 70 CE. Middle Roman period 70-135 CE, 135-200 CE. Late Roman period 200-330 CE. The end of the Middle Roman period marks the end of the predominantly Jewish culture of Judea, but also the beginning of Rabbinic Judaism through Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai in the city of Yavne. Therefore, the Late Roman period is also called the Yavne period. Prominent archaeological sites from the Roman period include Mesida, Herodium, Caesarea Maritima. Byzantine period. The Byzantine period is dated 330-638 CE, from Rome's adoption of Christianity to the Muslim conquest of Palestine. Findings from the Byzantine period include Byzantine period church in Jerusalem Hills, Byzantine period street in Jerusalem, 1,400-year-old wine press,